Good evening and or good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special episode of the Matt and Joe Show, brought to you by me, a wooden boy named Joe, and your favorite bird person, Matt.
Hey, hey,
So this evening we have a wonderful episode for everyone. It's your favorite topic, food. I
it's
love
ever
food. Matt loves food,
makes the internet go around.
and it makes people argue about what food is best. And
hmm
what could be better than that during these wonderful times of arguments and yelling?
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, like with these times, most people are like gonna be in their kitchen anyways, so food is probably on the brain for a lot of people, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's either like they say, abs are made in the kitchen, so to speak. So, food.
Absolutely. So, funny. Before we start getting into that, I just want to point out that the whole reason we're doing this is because of a Facebook post that I made talking about an issue that will be brought up later, a question that will be brought up later. I don't want to spoil anything, but that actually got some really interesting answers. So yeah, I figured that'd be good bait for an episode. What do you think?
Oh, I think that's wonderfully delightful, delightfully devilish, even. But
Yeah,
before we start, may I say, New Zealand, our favorite listeners, we just want to say we love you. And it's funny that a show started in the States. We have New Zealand love. And I love New Zealand. And I'm
shout
sure
out to
Matt
New
does too.
Zealand. We love you.
New Zealand, we love you. Thank you for following us. Amy Louise Blair, we love you. And every other New Zealander and or Kiwi, we love you. Mwah. Chef's kiss.
Absolutely. Mwah.
All right.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. We kind of discussed format before. We're going to keep the answers as short and sweet as possible. There will probably be some discussion on a couple of these, but
Oh,
we'll do our
fisticuffs will
best.
come off. Fisticuffs will come off, probably.
We'll see. So I'll go ahead and start off. Let's just get this ball rolling.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the first question I got, and by the way, this particular list comes from the dailymeal.com. On
Okay.
the YouTube channel, I'll go ahead and I'll link up to this particular article so you can discuss it with your friends too. So let's go ahead and get started. First
All right.
question I got
Okay.
is a pop tart a ravioli?
Ooh. Okay. Do you want to take charge on this? Because I have something delightfully awesome to speak about this.
Oh boy. Um, Technically, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to taste like a ravioli to be a ravioli. Pop Tarts default come in ravioli format. There's a
Yes,
goo,
they
there's a
do.
liquid center, and basically a pastry around it. I mean, I think that qualifies as a ravioli.
It does. I concur. Indeed, it does. However, have you heard of the Tardioli Matrix?
I have not.
Oh, then all right. Okay. Then we'll. Unfortunately, this is just an appetizer, if you would, for our viewers. There is a person more qualified than I to speak to you about the Tardioli Matrix. So, I'm not even gonna touch that. We'll just move on. We'll move on.
I,
We concur.
I anticipate this. Like my mouth is watering just thinking about
You
that.
have you have no idea if you thought that any conspiracy theory that you thought was impressive and that has like proper data behind it,
hmm
if you thought that was something you know nothing. Like you're Jon Snow, you're a damn fool, you're a clown, dingus, like whatever. You know nothing. You're a mouth breathing idiot child.
That's
The Tardioli,
fair.
the Tardioli Matrix is all, and viewers, you will learn that hopefully in an episode soon enough. But let's get back to foods.
Hot
I
diggity.
agree. I agree that
All right.
a Pop Tart is ravioli.
Cool. That's a 1-1. 1-1 so far. So, second question. Is deep dish a pizza or a casserole?
No,
You're
get
from New
the.
York.
I
You're from
will.
New York. You go first.
I'm not gonna lie. I was about to fucking yell at you.
Mm.
Oh, sorry. I just used our one fuck word of the
You did it
episode.
twice.
Sorry. I'm very passionate about my lovely Zaz.
Yeah.
So it is indeed a casserole. Not to say two things can be true at once. Deep dish can be both delicious and enjoyable, and it can also be true that it's not a pizza and it's a casserole. Get over it, Chicago. You are terrible. Just no, you're a goddamn casserole.
We still love you though, Chicago. Shout out. But
I saw the bean. It's called the cloud or whatever. No, your pizza is delicious. However, it's not a pizza. A pizza is something that you can fold up on a paper plate and walk a block or two, and it's gone.
mm.
You don't have to use fork and knife and fork and eat it. No, that's preposterous. That's a calzone, a lasagna. It's no, it clowns. No.
I'm gonna just do my bit. It's not gonna take that long. I can honestly concede. I have no real strong feelings about
Oh,
deep
pick a
dish. I
side.
love deep dish. Like I've been
Don't.
craving a deep dish for some time
All
actually,
right,
but
all right, hold on. To be devil's advocate, to be me, delightfully devilish, lovely man. If gun to your head, if you had to choose one or the other, no fence sitting. What do you choose? What's pizza?
I would agree with you honestly because I actually have roots in New York. Most of my
My
family
boy.
is up there, so yeah, I would say that I could agree that pizza is deep dish is casserole. Sure.
You heard it here first. That pizza is New York style pizza. That's pizza. A calzone or lasagna is deep dish. Not to say that deep dish is not delicious. It's just not pizza.
Well, calzone isn't a casserole. That's like something completely different. That's more like a hot pocket. That's like I feel
Duh.
like a calzone would qualify as a ravioli.
So then, well, we can argue calzone versus stromboli later on, but it's just not a pizza.
That's fair. Yeah,
Okay.
I can agree
Okay.
with that. Next question: should chili have beans?
Oh, hold on, wait. Do you want to start?
Sure, I would say yes. Honestly, um, I feel like the important components of chili are obviously the sauce, the chili sauce, the soup, I guess, the beef. It's got to be beef,
You
and the
call it soup.
beans. It helps. That texture is very important to me.
Okay.
I feel like when I eat chili.
So, hold on. I think we should preface this before we start any questions.
Sure,
But let me answer the question first. Okay,
go
I
for it.
agree. I agree that beans make the chili. Aside from the sauce that you called it juice or soup, that was a little. I would not call it that. But you're right though. The initial whatever the roux that you start off with, and then the sauce, and then the beans,
hmm
and then oh that now the real question is, do you use rice?
I've never heard of rice in chili.
Not too much rice. Like you can serve it over rice if you so choose to, but like just a
I
little
mean,
bit
I
of rice
guess
in
that's fine, but I've never heard of like the ideal
it.
chili.
Chili and
Like
rice.
ideal chili dinner for me is the bowl of chili with a little bit of spice and some cornbread under
Oh
it.
wow, you're a Southern boy. Okay,
I've lived
cornbread.
I've lived in the South for longer than I would like to admit. So yes, cornbread and chili go together like
Okay,
mwah,
see,
chef's kiss. There it is again.
okay. So it's rice and chili, and that's like the heat is baked into the actual chili itself. Like you don't add a little spice or a little heat. It's made into it.
hmm
However, let's just preface this beforehand, though. Sorry to backtrack, ladies and gentlemen, but Matt, do you
Yep,
cook? Are you a chef? Would you consider yourself a man who cooks?
I know what I'm doing around the kitchen.
Okay, I concur. I too very much like to consider myself familiar around the kitchen. I like to cook, I like to grill, and if anything, I like to know more about nutrition of food and
Sure.
such, and cooking around the very same.
hmm
However, when it comes to baking, I'm not gonna lie, it's not my strong suit. Shout out to roommate Larry. Roommate Larry is our baker. Um, I don't bake very much or very well. Like I'm not terrible. It's just I follow Betty Crocker or somebody else. Like I don't know how to make stiff peaks. And actually, that's a lie. No, I make stiff peaks. That's just a reference I just thought of. But you get the idea. We're both familiar around the kitchen, so it's not like one of us is incompetent. We both have familiarity around foods.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we're both not talking out of our bums.
Nah, nah, nah.
All right, cool, cool.
Um, no, like I was gonna say something, I forgot. Oops. Oh well. Okay, let's move on to the next question. It wasn't important. Does
Wow.
ketchup? Listen. Does bacon? Oh my god. Does ketchup belong in a hot dog?
Do you want? Is that a question for me to
Yeah,
answer?
that's the next question. Does ketchup belong on a hot dog?
Oof. Okay, I'm conflicted because the very American version that I want to say the Star Spangled Banner for is saying that yes, ketchup deserves to be a hot dog,
Okay.
whether it be a turkey dog or beef dog, whether it be grilled or dirty dog water. Ketchup deserves to be on a dog. However, the nutritionist in me is saying that there's too much sugar and salt in ketchup, and
I think we
unless
can set aside the nutritional value, honestly. If you're eating a hot dog, are you really that concerned about your nutrition at that point? Let's be
I,
100% real.
I just want to make sure that my point across is that yes, ketchup deserves to be on a hot dog, but please, if you're going to use ketchup, don't use over sugared ketchup. That is it. That is my that is my hey, if you want to learn one thing a day, and if you listen to this today, that's the one thing you've learned. That's
Sh- sure thing. That's a real good lesson. Thank you, Joe.
yeah. Add me at the comments. At me. Thanks, Joe. Yeah.
Everybody
Whatnot.
comment thanks, Joe, once you see this. Like, I want just like all of the YouTube comments that we get for this episode. I just want all of the comments to be thanks, Joe. That's it.
And I'll say you're welcome.
Okay, yeah, I expect you to follow up all of the comments with "you're welcome," each one. Like
At
10 years
Joe.
later, like you're still gonna be added like 10,000 comments in. You're welcome.
Oh, absolutely. I will make a formal not even apology, a formal referendum to say you're welcome.
You heard it here.
And I'll fight you. Not
we take
realistically though.
we we take care of our audience here, okay? We love you guys.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
next
love you.
question. On the subject of hot dogs, actually, are burgers and hot dog sandwiches?
I'll let you start with this one.
Um, no real strong opinions on this one either. Honestly, I'd be okay with calling them sandwiches.
What else would you call them?
Exactly, like they're a piece of meat with some probably some veggies, some toppings, some sauces between two pieces of essentially bread. It's all bread. It's all bread. It's all meat.
It is.
It's a sandwich.
No, no, it very much is. It's just I it's funny because a lot of these things are like memes that you see on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, and it's always
Hmm.
like supposed to be quote unquote provoking, where it's like, oh my god, like you question the very structure of a sandwich, and it's like, what the fuck else would you call it? Like eh, it's bread, or actually, ideally, I would not choose bread. I would choose different substance like lettuce and eat lettuce, more
Sure.
veggies, and then meat. However, for the sake of this it, what else would you call it? They don't give you another option. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just gonna gaslight you.
Though, like, if you're gonna eat, um, like a hot dog, like let's say you wrap your hot dog in a piece of lettuce, wouldn't that be
Okay.
more of a wrap than a sandwich? I think that's different.
Oh no, that's rap.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
here. Oh, all right, here. Then let's just sell this right now, right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hot dog versus burger. What
Mm-hmm.
do you choose? What do you choose?
Burger.
What's the I
Burger. That I mean,
I,
burger.
I, I I want to disagree for the sake of disagreeing with you. However, burger's more versatile.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
dog a
And it's
dog is just
honestly it's more satisfying. Like if you eat a hot dog, let's just like pretty much any hot dog. I can't think of a hot dog that's like really filling. Like 2 hours later, you're gonna want
Casey's
to eat
Corner,
something else.
Magic Kingdom, Casey's Corner, Main Street West, the corn dog nugs.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Corn Dog Nugs, Disney. We love you. We used to work for you. Casey's Corner. Those mini dogs fill you up.
I haven't had them. I can't speak to those, at least yet.
Wow, what Disney fan and or enthusiast
I'm a
are you?
fake Disney fan. You heard it here.
Damn. All right.
Like, I have no contention with that right now. Okay, let's move on. is, it, is it okay? Wow. Is it a sub, hoagie, or hero?
What? Well,
Like
what's the
like
structure?
what do you mean?
There's all three of those things are something different.
Really?
Yes,
I legitimately don't know, so like educate me, please.
a
Teach me,
sub
Joe.
in from what I've known, a hoagie is something that's cold meats, like cold
Mm.
deli meat. A sub and or hero is interchangeable, but it's hot deli meats.
Really?
Is that
Huh.
is that not something that is like commonly known? Because I feel like that's
Obviously not. At least not for me.
well, you go to Wawa, like that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, no, it's like for example, here, let me explain it this way.
Okay.
A sub can be either hot or cold. Um, yeah, no, that's right now I'm just trying to like to gather my thoughts because it's crazy that I have to explain this. This is
You never thought you'd be in this position. Here I
well,
am,
it's
clueless.
well, it's the very same thing if you were to explain bagels, like New York City bagels. Like, what are you talking about? That's the only bagel. Like, you're asking me to describe something that is like breathing to me.
I had
Okay,
a pretty good bagel this morning, actually.
no,
I'm not
no,
going to say it was New York,
no, you
but
didn't.
it was
You
pretty
didn't.
tasty. Okay, okay, I
No, you
didn't.
didn't.
Got it.
I'm letting you know. Um, okay,
We may
so
have to go
sub.
into this later. We don't want to eat up a bunch of time on.
No, 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 no. I'll just hit this right now. Sub,
Okay.
hoagie, and hero.
Hmm.
Um, so sub can be hot or from what I can understand is that sub can be hot or cold,
Yeah, I've always accepted that.
right? Because you can
Yeah.
have a sub in a tub, which is basically a sandwich in a box,
Hmm.
or you can have a normal Subway sandwich sub, which can be either hot or cold. But
Sure.
when you have a hero is something that's usually hot, in
Hmm.
my experience, and then a hoagie is usually cold deli
Okay.
meats. However, that's my experience with it. And most delis that I've gone to, that's my experience with it. So if I am wrong, by all means, then cool, great, doesn't matter to me. I still eat the same food, so don't at me,
Well,
bro.
I'll tell you, I'll have to look into this further. I want to educate myself. You really opened Pandora's box of sandwiches here.
But that's so funny that like that's something that you never heard of.
Nope, not a one.
Do you how frequently do you eat sandwiches though?
Um, Probably like
Hold
once
on,
every 2 weeks,
hold on.
roughly.
Sandwiches that are not made by you
Yeah,
or wife or fiance.
yeah. So like if I go to like Firehouse Subs or Jersey Mike's or something like that, yeah, like I would say once every 2 weeks.
Oh shit, that's a lot more than I
Or
do.
I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida. Publix pub sub.
Wawa, you forgot about Wawa though.
A Wawa has some good sandwiches, but if we're talking about Florida, like I'm obligated by law, by Florida law, I have to shout out pub subs.
Okay, I can respect that. It's
Yeah,
well from a northerner point of view, I gotta say that Quick Check is the usual wave around here, unless you go to like honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like Subway. Subway, take that to the bank. Don't
nah,
sponsor us.
Subway
I
isn't
don't
that
care.
good.
It's fine. No, if you had one Subway sandwich, you've had them all.
Pretty
And they're
much.
yeah, I've had one on the East Coast and I've had Subway on the West Coast, and it's made by the same incompetence. It's
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
you just want a little bit, like hey, can I get a little squirt of this? Like sriracha mayo or whatever. Like mayo's
Okay,
disgusting.
I feel like we should move on, but I want to say one last thing. You can really tell when a sandwich is made with love. Whenever the maker gives it the kiss of love, you can tell.
Wait, hold on.
Subway does not have any of that.
Wait, hold on. I gotta ask you then. Just because we're on this topic of subs, diagonal cut or straight even across?
I think that's a question that's coming up, actually. So
If it is, we're answering it right now.
stay
We're here.
tuned. Okay, I
Uh,
mean, yeah, that's fine. We can do two in
no,
one.
I will.
Straight
I
cut.
will use what
Straight cut.
straight cut.
Yeah.
Diagonal,
What?
diagonal.
Why? What do you achieve?
Because depending on what's on the sandwich, you can potentially get two whole different like onions or pickles or whatever's on the sandwich. You can get potential whole one or an angled one as opposed to a halvesies.
I. But if all those toppings are on both sides, then you don't get
That
anything
it
different.
depends. It depends. God damn, it depends on how it's stacked. Like for example, like I could have like one. If I had one giant Vidalia onion, which I personally would use for a sandwich, but if I had a Vidalia onion, I chopped it up. Those are pretty big onions, and you could put that on a sandwich. And if you split it halvesies, odds are it splits in half. However, if you had pickle spears, depending on the size of the pickle spear or whatever else you're using, they are not exactly equal distance, so you might get one more towards the other. Plus, stylistically, crosscut looks way better with an angle.
I
Like for
disagree
example,
with you.
if you hold on, do you would you consider yourself someone who works with wood, a carpenter, or like anyone familiar around a saw or anything
I've
like
worked
that?
I've worked with a saw before. I'd like to again, actually, but yeah.
Oh, then you can understand that a angle cut is much better than a.
Yes,
It
but
is
this
it is
is
it's
this
better.
is more of a question of form over function. Like, I don't think the form of a sandwich is that important if the function, if all of the topping, if everything in the sandwich is the same.
Oh my goodness, it's visual for the eyes and the palate, and that's all I have to say about that.
I
Vote,
guess.
hey, we will make a poll for people to decide, and
Yeah,
this is
that's
the
on our
hill
Facebook
I'm
page. By
willing.
the way, quick plug: the Matt and Joe Show has a Facebook page. Look up the Matt and like the end symbol, the Matt and Joe Show on Facebook.
Look it up on Facebook, look it up on YouTube, and also, I'm sure eventually we'll have an Instagram page too.
Eventually,
Eventually.
sure. Um, yeah. Can we move on? Do you have anything else to say about this?
I'm sure I'll come back to it
Oh
eventually.
yeah, you said you were gonna make a poll. Yeah, well, I'll create a Facebook. We'll create a Facebook poll, um, about diagonal cut versus straight cut. I'm
Diagonal
highly
cut all the way.
interested. Listen,
The
well,
next
I'm
thing
not
you're
gonna
gonna.
pull for either team. I don't want to influence my audience. Okay.
All right. I see. What's the next
Okay.
question then?
Okay. Next question. Finally, which chicken wing part is better? And I'll let you take lead because my fiance probably
Oh
won't
my
like
god,
too much what I have to say about that.
drumstick is the best chicken. Drumstick,
I
drumstick
agree with
all
you
the way.
100%.
Now, are you a blue cheese or a ranch fella?
Ranch. Blue cheese is disgusting.
You are a vile creature. No. When it comes to wings, it's blue cheese. Ranch, you don't even put that on salad. It's balsamic vinegar or nothing. Oh god, no. Get the ranch out of here. Ranch.
Ranch is life, but hey, yeah, that's
That's
just
why
my
that's why
opinion.
Europe that's why Europe laughs at us because of ranch. Get the hell out of here.
And they hold up blue cheese as like some kind of sanctimonious, like legendary sauce. Okay, I
Blue
say,
cheese blue cheese is the only way to have chicken.
yeah, no,
It's the only
I can't side with you on that. I don't eat blue cheese on anything.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Like, it
What?
reminds me of mold.
I mean, cheese is mold.
I mean, that's true, but you don't. The cheese doesn't have to remind me of that.
Mama, this cheese reminds me of the mold. Like, Mama. I really hope that some 1900s, like, impoverished little child boy was like, Mama, this cheese reminds me of the mold. Oh, don't worry, little boy. It's the cheese that was just in your life. Cheese boy.
Oh boy. But yeah,
Shout out to Cheese Boy, 1900s Cheese Boy.
yeah, wherever you're at, we love you. Subscribe. No.
Or
To answer the
R.I.P.
question though, like, yeah, drumsticks over flats anytime. Anytime.
Oh, the thing is, flats are good. Usually, actually, hold on. This is very much depending on where you get it from. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've experienced both. Where flats, they did not feed those chickens well
Yeah,
because
the
there's no meat on those bones. But I've also seen
yeah.
some legs, some drumsticks, where it's like, wow.
This is very true. Like you have to be careful about where you get your wings for sure. And
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like the worst place you can get wings is Pizza Hut. I've tried Pizza Hut wings one
Who?
time. Pizza Hut.
No, but who the hell gets Pizza Hut wings?
I try. Listen, you have to in this life. You have to give everything a fair shot. I tried Pizza Hut wings one time.
Oh,
They let me down so hard that I still remember this to this day.
now, okay, now that's just the lesson of the free market. And all right, if you know that Pizza Hut wings are not good, then use your dollar wisely and just don't get Pizza Hut wings, you dingus.
But you have
Pizza
to
Hut
you have
pizza.
to learn. Like, how do you know that until you try?
That's very true. However,
Exactly.
it's funny that I just would not choose that establishment for its wings. I
Okay,
mean,
well, yeah, I mean, at this point, I would agree with you. But like 2 years ago, I'd be like,
wait,
oh, I
wait,
don't
wait, wait.
know.
Now, was it hold on, was it strictly the chicken itself, or was it the sauce?
I think the chicken itself. I'm like most of the time, like I've seldom had a bad chicken sauce. It's like the problem is these are like baby cuts. Like I don't even know where they got. Like they literally just hatch a chicken and then cut it up in the. I feel like that's what Pizza Hut did. They
Chicken
like
feet.
the chickling the
Yeah,
chicks, the baby chicks. They tried to turn those into wings. They were so small. It was
I got you.
pathetic.
Nah, it's one of those things that you have to buyer beware and all that.
Exactly.
However, there are some places that they say they have their own good sauce, but realistically, it's just a can or it's too oily, and the sauce just falls off, and then you're like, like licking your fingers for the sauce, and you're like, oh, the sauce is on my fingers and not on the wing, and then you look like a damn fool for like licking your fingers like some sort of like primate. Like it's not even fun.
Sure thing. Well, we are running up on time. I still have a few questions on this particular list. Actually, quite a few.
No,
Um, s-
we'll save it.
yeah. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything that you wanna get out there before we end this particular episode?
Oh, absolutely. I'll give you three thoughts. Chicago pizza is a calzone.
Mm-hmm.
The
Is
best
what?
drumstick.
Like Chicago
Chicago
pizza is
pizza.
not a calzone.
It's a deep dish calzone. It's not a real pizza by New York standards or any
I'm
other
not
pizza
saying it's not
standards.
pizza. I'm saying it's not a calzone either.
It's a goddamn lasagna. I don't care what it is. It's just
Lasagna
not
is fine.
pizza.
It's not a calzone. Calzone is
I.
completely
It
different.
doesn't matter. It's for clowns. Chicago, you might be a fun city, but you don't know what pizza is. It's
Okay, next thoughts.
no.
We
Okay.
need to wrap this up.
Next thought. It's all about the diagonal cut
Mm,
for style and for function. It's you made me salty. All right, what's
mm.
your thoughts? What's your thoughts? You even get my last thought.
I love this. Like this, I'm really enjoying this one. Like I'm enjoying this more than I thought I would, and I'm just looking forward to reconvening over this.
All right, then we'll reconvene.
Okay.
We'll get our
Okay.
thoughts.
Yeah, I hope everybody out there enjoyed that. We have a Facebook channel, we have a YouTube channel, and the platform we upload the podcasts on, you can listen through Spotify. So if you have Spotify, definitely check us
We
out
know
there.
you do.
All right,
Until next time, we love you, and we'll check back real soon.
take it easy, guys.
Mwah, chef kissed.
Mwah.